Alright, so received a question about relationships today. I'm not going to read the whole message. I'm just going to go through some of the highlights of what he's asking and then give my reflection on it or my feedback. It says, as a young man who is of mixed race background, being that my mom is part Asian, Latina, and Indian, as for my father being black, I've seen many white men for years having the okay to date or marry any woman of any race as they please without having to deal with their lives being threatened for their skin color, being black or brown. As for myself, being that I consider myself hardworking, athletic, clean young man who can like women of certain ethnicities, it seems as if I've tried going after an Asian woman or a white or a Latino woman, their father would threaten to kill me, assuming that I'm full black or that I'm some kind of criminal, which most Asians think that people of color are all thugs due to how the American media has destroyed men and America's respect. I'm not saying that I'll be allowed to date or marry any woman I want, because where I live currently there is a small town. This town has the kind of people that only the white man is allowed to date, marry, be happy with any woman he wants, yet we black men and Asian men have to keep living this lonely decade road of seeing white men take our woman. To keep this lonely madness away, alright, so that's pretty much his question. All I have to really say is I know that there's racism out there. I know that the culture as a whole needs a lot of work. You know, there's a lot of violence out there. There's a lot of discrimination. There's just a lot of problems out there. And of course there's problems dealing with, you know, having parents accept. You know, I think a lot of times parents have a hard time accepting any person that their child brings home. You know, even myself as a man, you know, it's hard to please my parents with whatever woman that I bring home. They're never really happy. You know, so for the woman, it's just going to be 10 times worse. So no matter what race or who the woman brings home, you know, whatever man she brings home, the parents a lot of times will not be happy, because that's just in their nature. Like, nobody's ever good enough for their daughter, you know. So I say don't worry about that. Don't worry about what the parents think. More stay focused on the woman, making the woman happy. Don't think about the parents, don't think about the society, the culture, but making the woman happy. And every woman has the right to like what they want. And yes, the media has an influence on people's wiring in their brains, and they're gonna develop stereotypes and likes and dislikes and things of that nature. But even if, without regards to race, say you got China, you know, billions of people, but over in China they would actually like kill the daughters, because they would have like the one child rule. So they would abandon the daughters or kill them off, and basically there's just too many men over in China, not enough women. It's not balanced. So there's a huge competition to even date any woman. So in there, it has nothing to do with the race, because everybody's Chinese, but the competition is just so, you know, it's so intense. And then it could fall into things like height, physical fitness, money, education. I mean, women will choose and select according to what they're drawn to. And if women are constantly being fed music and movies, this idea that this person has to look a certain way, or have a certain job, or have this amount of money, and be treated this certain way, then they're going to be gravitating towards what they're being hypnotized by. So even if it's not in regards to the race, there's still challenges. You know, like if you're born short, then you could always think, well, no woman will ever date me because I'm short. If you're born with autism, then you could always think, well, I'll never find a woman because I have autism. You know, like, if you're poor, then you could always think, oh, I'll never find a woman because I'm poor. If you're born black or Asian, you could always think to yourself, I'll never find a woman because, I'm black or Asian. It's like your mind will always play these tricks on you and then make you feel that you're never good enough to find the right woman. But the fact of the matter is, you can't let the mind get in the way of just living. You gotta stop the mind from having these thoughts. And I know the culture has its ways, and there's certain things being produced, being propagated in mass media, but not every single person in the population is subject to that. So there might be a majority of the people that think a certain way, but it doesn't mean that everybody thinks that way. So it doesn't mean that every single Asian woman is racist towards blacks, or every single white woman is racist towards blacks, or whatever the case may be. Like, there is hope that there are women out there that are not a part of this whole groupthink mentality where they think like everybody else. There's going to be women out there whom are not a part of the masses that think this way. There are going to be women out there that see eye to eye with you, that have a lot of things in common with you, that accept your views, and basically see the world similar to the way that you see it. And there could be the right woman out there for you. There's always that hope. Now, she might not be living right next to you. She may not be living in the same town as you, or even the same state as you. She might be in another state. She might be in another country. But there's always that hope, and you can't just limit yourself to meeting women from where you live. You need to open up your possibilities of meeting people from all over the world. Or meeting people in where you live in different cities, meeting people at work, meeting people at school, meeting people in social functions, meeting people in just daily living, going to the grocery store, going to the park, riding the train, taking the bus, just meeting people from daily interactions, meeting people online through YouTube, through Facebook, through Instagram, through whatever social media outlet there is out there. Even social dating or online dating sites, or just meeting people in various different ways and connecting with people of all different races. And to you yourself, not limit yourself to any woman of a particular race. And then pretty much but hope that people will treat you the same way. Now, there will be people out there that are racist, that don't like people of certain races, or women out there that will never date a person of a certain race. But that's their choice, but the fact of the matter is, the truth is, not every woman is going to be like that. There's going to be women out there dating, willing to date people of all races. And you can't lose hope, and you just need to focus on your own personal development towards being the best person that you could be for who you are. Being the fittest that you can be, being the most well-rounded person that you can be, being as meditative as you can be, being, having as much money as you can to support yourself, and even having more on top of that. Just being the best version of who you can be, and then being ready to meet the right woman when she comes, and that time, you don't know when it's gonna be, but I'll tell you for sure that it's not impossible, and it does happen, and it's something that you can't really necessarily work towards. It's just something that just happens on its own, where you just continue to live your life going after, your passions and what you value, and doing what you love, and just being open to meeting people, and then one day you may meet her, and even though the society may be a certain way, the person that you're with, you create this special world that you two live in that has nothing to do with the outside world. It's all about you two and what you guys want out of your loving relationship. That has nothing to do with her parents, nothing to do with your parents, nothing to do with her friends, nothing to do with your friends, nothing to do with what the society thinks, but it's just all about you two and what you guys are building together. And at that point, it really doesn't matter what the society thinks, or what, you know, what is being produced in Hollywood, or what's being pushed in mass media. You've created your own, little world of bliss, and finding the woman, it's not easy, but keep your eyes open and continue to better yourself, to be the best that you can be, and then just be prepared. And Bruce Lee made the statement, in some of his books, he'd say, luck is when opportunity meets preparation. So be prepared. And then when the opportunity comes, then make sure you take that opportunity. Don't be afraid to, to go up to somebody and talk to them, get to know them, and build something from there. Don't let your mind prevent you from missing, don't let your mind allow you to miss an opportunity. So your mind is going to tell you, it's going to be very negative, oh, she don't want nothing to do with you, she's probably already got somebody, she probably with somebody, she probably don't like people of color, her parents won't like you, and your mind is going to do a lot of mental tricks to stop you from, living a very fulfilled life. So you got to stop this mind from having this mental chattering, and just be in meditation and just live your life, and don't lose hope to know that there are people out there that are of quality. There are people out there that are not racist. There are people out there that will love you for who you are. And don't lose hope in that, because that's the truth. That's all I can really say about that. I definitely relate, because I've had those thoughts in a long time ago, but I don't think like that anymore. I don't let the society control how I approach life. Even though everybody's all into this MMA stuff, it doesn't stop me from teaching and expressing and practicing the real martial arts. I can't let society change who I am. I need to be who I am, and essentially, through that, inspire the society to become a better society. That's just how you have to think and look at it. And that's it.